Hi everyone, I'm Bill Richards.
And I'm Rob Potter.
This week on Dragway Memories, we have the last installment of the great footage we've received from the Curley family. Can't thank them enough. And our featured flyer this week in our comp series ongoing is Ralph Hope. Good story there.
Canadian Drag Racing Hall of Fame inductee Ralph Hope. Also, the second part of the 64 or 128 funny cars at Cayuga. They might not be all nitro funny cars, but they're funny cars. So
they're all funny.
Stick around and see that, but we're going to start with the Curley family.
1985 action here at Dragway Park. Ed Dominicetti, newly refurbished, got the front end all fixed up in the Monza, nice bright red paint. This is the last incarnation for that car before it rolled.
Doug McDonald coming up in the other lane in his Roadster, 440 powered car.
Yeah, Doug built that car from parts out of the Percy also, most notably the rear end and a bunch of stuff that he could take off. Didn't have any luck finding a buyer for the Percy also, so he tore it apart and used the components to build this new Roadster. Roadster's since been found, and the people restoring the Percy also have got this car and have taken the components back out of it to complete the restoration. Greenwood, Smith Brothers active engine, Scarborough engine, Fletcher Brothers, famous players of the day. Looks like 990 action here.
Steve Gordon coming up now in his Ford powered rail.
See the burnout area, see all the chunks of rubber and various bits of debris? It was quite a sticky mess. Active engines now with the lettering on the body. Mike continuing to build bigger motors, more compression, more everything. Still gasoline powered. Well, it was always gas powered. Steve Gordon, so two ex-rear engine dragsters, top fuelers. Ready for some bracket action here at Dragway Park.
1985. Johnny D figuring out the dial-ins. All right, they've figured that out now, and they'll stage up Steve.
Mike Curley in the active dragster.
Spectator side. Steve goes first, and here comes Mike to chase him down.
Mike's pretty far back, closing in quite rapidly. Mike wins it. Curley into round two. Norm Noddle, our good friends, Performance Improvements and Cam 2 sponsorship on the dragster at this point. Fireball transmissions and an active engine, completing the package for Norm. The national event with this car, amongst others, that allowed him to be part of the Canadian Drag Racing Hall of Fame. Our friend Norm Noddle, big block Chevy for power. Wayne coming back. It says Acadian right there. Here comes Claude, mid 10-second. Fioravanti and Carl against the ex-Blue Tick. Somebody's Chevy truck. Bustamante in the Toto. Pete Newman in the Clockwork Orange. Moving on by. Unknown 67 Chevelle. Getting beat by the dragster there. Two dragsters, one's probably one of the active brothers. There's the Jeff Black dragster, first one, front engine dragster, nice lady there. Tell that it's an early spring day here at Dragway Park. Everybody's got their winter jackets on. There's Mike and Wayne. There's Mike's dragster, somebody waving. Maybe Mike's wife. Big inch.
I'm sure we'll find out if it is. And here comes Glenn Stolly's Corvette. Richard Mowat at the wheel, I believe.
Yep.
Up against the dragster.
Of Gerald Anderson. Nice wheelie out of the Staley Mowat entry. Super E automatic, currently in Quebec. Still has the super stocker. Rick Hauser in the Dart, the CUDA.
Still around.
Yep. There's Wayne. Now you can see the chassis all modified quite a bit, much more lower. It's got some plexiglass windows in it now, and a lot of tin work on the interior. Ready to take on the dragster here at Dragway Park. Off and running, no back bumper. Dragster looks like it's out in front here.
Vince Pearson coming up now in the Misfit.
No lettering on it at this point. Repaint, I would imagine. Hard charging car. Ron Mercer, Saturday Night Special. This is a very early incarnation as he constantly upgraded this car. .990 racer, way back. Son currently races a Datsun in 990 competition out west. This week's featured flyer, Ralph Hope. Great guys in the Canadian Drag Racing Hall of Fame, rightly so, along with Mr. Crude teammates, Wayne Lang. And I'll tell you, this feature we have where Ralph and his 6-cylinder adventures, well worth the watch. And if we're talking comp and modified and all things good in class racing, we've got to talk about Ralph Hope, and we've talked about him in modified with the Mr. Crude Anglia. We went over that machine. What's next on the list is their forays into altereds, and that was the first one they bought. It was like a brown, and they had it lettered up, put their 6 in it. And it wasn't in that configuration very long at all before they moved the body down, repainted everything their traditional red. Motor's still the same now. It's got some super tricks on the back and a much cleaner, lighter version. Now you can see how sparse it is. There's nothing to it. There's nothing in the glass body except a seat. You can see that they got 3 Webers on there still. You can see the chopped up small block Chevy cylinder head. They had a big giant plate on the side of the engine. It was flexing and hurting cranks and stuff like that. That acted as a rigid plate to help things stay safe. Now this is a different car, still a T-Bucket. This was a purpose-built car. I think it's a Nielsen Parks car. And now moving with... They saw the Pro Stockers with the 351 Clevelands with the cutout exhaust ports and stuff, so the natural way to go there was to develop a Cleveland hybrid 6-cylinder head, which they were ones of the first to do that. There's a smiling Ralph there. Same machine. You can see that constant evolution is happening with this car. You can see the injectors now. You can see that it still doesn't have any front wings on it. This would be at a WCS. Now he's got some bigger wheels and tires on the back. It's making tons of power now. Now down 1 class to F altered. And you can see it again. You can see he's got some spun super tricks. Solid wheels on the front now. Chrome 2-step headers. I like the Norm Fryer machine BFX. So this is comp eliminator lanes here at the Cayuga WCS. Now we're getting into more refinement. Same car, different body. Also, it might be a new chassis from Nielsen Parks as well by this point. It's got some front wing stuff hanging out the front. And this thing was a really hard charger by this point, going with carbs. They've tried every different thing. You can see it's got the more modern scoop on it. This is the last version of the T that Ralph Hope ran in 2000. Not long after that, he had retired from racing.
Okay, we like funny cars. Everybody likes funny cars. In the 70s, 60s, 70s, Cayuga was a funny car track. Lots of match racing. Just about everybody went through the gate. So we decided to check, and we come up with 128 funny cars. This is second half. Check it out. If you like funny cars, and who doesn't? Well, Tony Valario doesn't. Somebody does. Check it out.
All right, folks, that's it for this week. If you like what you saw, hit the notification bell and make sure you subscribe. That's very important to us. Like it, and please leave a note. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we don't. Until next week.
Hook hard. Go straight. Don't be late, and may your God bless you.